Stoplight. Whew, boy, I gotta get some freaking pants, dog. These pants, man, they be like when I hit the brakes, man, they be squeezing me if you know what I'm saying. But let's talk about the time and the space for the things that you love the most. So that's what I'm finding out from this little experiment on day 4. And I think it's cool that I put this little thing together, and really I was just gonna ride for 30 minutes and say, well, let me see if I feel less stressed. But I'm realizing that when we ride, there are a lot of things associated with riding well that are applicable to life. I mean, just look at these videos that I'm putting out, man. Balance, man. You gotta have balance in life. You gotta have balance on the bike, bruh. That's why we don't drink and ride or be intoxicated and ride. You ain't got no balance. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna slide across the ground. But today is talking about making that time and that space for what's truly important to you. Because if you're making that time and that space to indulge in the things that you like the most, I feel like that helps you create that balance that is necessary. And I don't think that making time and space for what matters the most is just applicable to riding bikes. You might like going to the gym. You might like, gymnastics. You might like, smashing people on the video game. You might like just hitting the coffee shop. Whatever is important to you, I think that you should make the time and the space to do it. I don't think we should let life get us caught up so much that we're not doing that. Now, the second thing to that is this, because I'll be honest, here's what I was struggling with, and I think this is a big one, especially if you're a man, you're the provider of your home, or you're a parent, you're going to feel me on this one. If you're not, I still think it'll be helpful, but when you make the time and the space to do the things that matter the most to you, you cannot and should not feel guilty for it. You should not feel guilty. Like, right now, I'm on this bike. It's a Sunday. My wife is at home with the kids making a dessert. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel guilty for being out here. I'm just going to give me a little 30-minute ride in. You know what I'm saying? Take 30 minutes to myself to do something that I truly enjoy. To do something that truly makes me happy. And that leads me to another thing about making the time and space, bro, and not feeling guilty when you make that time and that space. If you got people in your life, let me break this down. Right now, man, my wife, she chilling, bro. She not tripping. She not like, hey, you can't, hop out there on the bike. You've been riding for 4 days straight. You gonna do this 7-day thing. She not doing that to me. So if you got people in your life that are gonna come down on you when you are doing the things that you need to do for yourself so that you can have balance and enjoyment in life, I would highly consider that you reconsider those relationships in your life. Are those people really for you? Now, I think there is a balance, right? Obviously, I'm not out here riding 4 and 5 hours a day every day, not taking care of my responsibilities as a husband and a father. I'm not out here being reckless, risking my wife's potential for continuing to be married. I'm not doing that. So I think there's a fine line in that, right? I think there's a fine line in that. I love this road. So I think there's a fine line in that, but I would encourage you to reconsider those relationships if they're making you feel guilty for taking 30 minutes to an hour to do something that is important to you because it helps you enjoy a higher quality of life. Those people aren't really for you. Those people really aren't about you and what's important to you in your life. I'm not saying be selfish, but I'm also saying sometimes we can be selfish to ourselves by not making the time and space in our life for the things that are important because we don't want to upset those that matter the most to us. Man, I'm dropping dimes right now, bro. So make that time in that space, man. Don't feel guilty about it when you do it. And if you got people in your life that are making you feel guilty, reevaluate those relationships. That's what I've been learning on day 4 of doing this little experiment. Now, I got one more nugget for you. I got one more nugget because I'm not trying to make this no freaking super long video. I got one more nugget. And that nugget is this. There is nothing worse in life than having something that can bring you joy, but you don't have the ability to get joy out of it, or you don't take advantage of the ability to get joy out of it. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Let's say you got a bike. You love riding, but you're not hopping out there, right? For whatever reason. Every time you see that bike, something that you bought to bring you joy is actually bringing you the opposite of joy. That's not good. So I think that's what happens when we don't make time and space for what matters, right? If you love cooking, but for whatever reason you're not doing it, right? Every time you smell some food, every time you look at those pots and pans in that kitchen, every time you go out to eat, you know what I'm saying, fast food, instead of spending that time in that kitchen cooking, you're gonna feel bad. Hold up, man, I got something up in my nose. That's one of the worst things about riding motorcycles, though, low key, when stuff get up in your helmet. Bruh, what is this? Hold on, I gotta stop, bruh. What is that, bro? Yeah, man, so let's see, I'm wrapping this ride up. Yeah, I got 12 minutes left. So let's just recap what it's all about, bro. You know, what day 4 of this POV riding has taught me is you got to make space and time to do the things that you love the most. The anticipation that you have about doing something you really like brings joy in your life. And when you're indulging in the things that you like, if you got people in your life that are making you feel guilty for taking time to yourself, you need to reevaluate those relationships. You need to find out if they really for you or not. So don't feel guilty when you make time and space to yourself, because it's not being selfish. And the other point, what's up, big dog? The other point is, in fact, we could be selfish towards ourselves by denying ourselves of indulging in the things that help us have balance in life and bring joy to our life. So that's it, bro. I'm gonna just go call it a day right here. I'm gonna slide back to the pad. Keep it quiet.